Hey there everyone, it's Maz the Metal Tailor here, and today we're going to be going over the basics of a sewing kit. Kind of just the stuff that you need to get started sewing, patches and all that fun stuff. This is applicable to a lot of things, but this is most applicable to the things that I learned that I needed growing up, like over time, the things that I kind of built and things like that. And I've got some weird suggestions and things like that along the way, but also some very basic ones. I'm not doing the whole YouTube intro thing, subscribe, just whatever. Let's get right into it. Now, number one, it should be obvious. The thing that you first and foremost need are sewing needles. Now, you can see this is a beat-up pack that I've had for a long time. It comes with 70 of them. I got them from the dollar store for $1. I am East Coast Canadian. We have Dollaramas here, and that's where I bought them. $1, 70 needles, and they more than do the job, and you don't have to worry about it. Simple. Does not need to be complicated, right? Number two, stray pins. Whew. Now, these are a bunch of little pins that you can use to just pin down your patches onto what you want. And trust me, you're going to want to be doing that because it makes things a whole lot easier, especially when you're trying to get positioning correctly on your patches and you don't want them to move and things like that. Stray pins, again, these are like $2 at the dollar store. Like, you can get 100 of them. Whatever. Now, if you want to pick those up and you have yourself a handy dandy magnet, I have sometimes made messes, drop these, and this magnet has made cleaning up a lot easier. So if you can get yourself a good magnet, just kind of something around the house or something, I know there's like magnetic bracelets and stuff like that that are fairly strong as well that you can make. There's the stress magnets as well. You can get yourself one of those. They do make cleaning up pins and finding needles a lot easier when you drop them on the ground. Now, if you have stray pins, you might have seen one of these, the little tomatoes. I love this thing. So this thing, obviously, I use to keep all my pins. You can kind of keep them, get them ready to go. You don't have to worry about poking yourself, anything like that. I keep the needle that I'm pretty much always using on hand right in here. It's just a nice little storage thing. But where I really love this thing is for the top right here. Now, this isn't just for fashion. A lot of people don't know this. This is actually to sharpen your pin. So all you have to do is put your pin in and poke it in a couple of times, and it will give it a decent sharpening. So if you feel your pins are getting dull, put them through the top part of this. The first tomato I had, I didn't realize it actually did anything, and I just cut it off because I was like, why do I need this? Yeah, it does have a function, and it is very, very useful for when your pins start getting, your pins and your needles start getting a little dull. So tomato, this again, $2.50, $3. It's really not that much money, and it is worth every penny. So right now, if we calculate everything, we're about $7, $8 most likely, depending on where you live. Some of these might be more expensive and a little bit cheaper, depending on that. Now, up next, obviously, you need something to sew. Threads. Very common. You can get threads pretty much anywhere. I do suggest Fabricville if you're in Canada. Fabricville is fantastic. That's where I got the material for this, and some of the material all over my vest and jacket, because I like me some Halloween material. But if you really do not have a lot of money, dental floss. Dental floss is built to be tough. You can buy, this is 110 meters slash 120 yards for my American friends. I bought it for 75 cents. It is strong, it is durable, it is thick, which is very, very important. It will last. This is an old punk trick that I learned in my early years from living with a bunch of punks. Get some dental floss, sew it on, and it gives you that nice, especially if you're looking for something you got a patch that's black at black bordering and you want that white thread around it to really pop. Dental floss is how they do it. Dental floss. Yeah, you might see some of my hoodies down the line and things like that, and I have big thick X stitches and things like that. That's all done with dental floss. So if you need, if you're broken, you need it. That's how it is. Up next is a thimble if you want it. If you're sewing through leather, it can be very, very tough. There's also leather needles that you can get, but when I had my leather before it got destroyed for very sad reasons, I actually I actually did all of my sewing without a thimble. I used regular needles. I used the thicker ones out of the pack. But what I use to push it through, and kids, this is, if you're under 18, do not play with these, but a Bic lighter. So if you look underneath a Bic lighter, wait for the zoom to kind of come in here, it does have this handy dandy hole. So what would happen is when I would prepare to sew through the leather, I would put the needle into the hole and just kind of hold it and push through. There is a way to hold it, so you want your little gas button here to be on the inside, so when you're kind of holding it through to push, you don't want to just let the gas go, because you'd just be wasting stuff out of a lighter anyway. But adults, Bic lighters, makeshift thimbles. It worked really, really well. I had about 20 patches on my leather, and I had a big old Black Label Society back patch. It was the precursor to that one, actually, which is signed by Zach Wilde himself. But yeah, very, very good. A few other key things is a lot of people will try and get something to like undo what you've done, your stitching. You don't need anything in particular, but if you do have little mushroom, oh my goodness, talking is hard. If you have mustache trimmers, these things I like because they're curved, and you will be able to actually get underneath the stitching very, very well. So if you have these around the house, very, very good for undoing your stitching if you want to take off a patch or redo something or things like that. Yeah, mustache trimmers. I don't even have the little tool itself. I've never used it, don't need it, because I've always had mustache trimmers. And these things, again, these are like $1 at Dollar Store, Dollar Tree, Dollar General, Pound Town for you English, for those from the UK. I think that's what the store's called. If not, it should be, because it's hilarious. The last thing that I have spent decent money on is a good pair, and there's a reason why I do have tape here, because my wife knows if it has tape on this one, you do not touch it, because these are fabric scissors. These are very specific because I do I need precision cutting for some of the stuff that I do, the headbands, putting stuff on the jackets and the vests, or anything that I do like that. I used to make like dice bags and things like that, and you want a good pair of scissors that are only ever used for fabric. There's a lot of sewing memes out there that talk about how, like, having a good pair of fabric scissors. These are kind of average for the price range. I think I paid like $20 for these. You can go a lot more expensive. But they're kind of very simple. They're basic. There's nothing crazy about them. And I just bought a good pair. The metal's really good on them. And it was definitely a purchase that I do not regret. But those are really the basics that all you need from a sewing kit, right? So let's just go over this one last time. Needles, pins, magnet for cleaning. You don't even need it, but it just makes it a lot easier. The tomato. And again, sharpen. Threads. You can go with threads or dental floss. Your choice. Sorry about the lighting. Oh, no, there you go. Threads or dental floss. And, of course, you can go with your little de-stitcher if you want to go find one there, or little mustache trimmers. I really like these. They're just really handy. And a good pair of fabric scissors, as well as a thimble if you do want it, or, you can go the cheap way if you do partake in smoking activities. But that is kind of the basics of just what you need. And most of this stuff you can get for literally under $10. Like, combined. You do not need to spend a lot of money to start this hobby or start doing up a battle vest or battle jacket or whatever. Most of the money that you're going to be spending on making one of these is on the patches themselves. Just on the first initial round of patches that I bought for this vest, it cost me $250. So materials to sew it on, under 10. Materials to actually use, a lot more. But that is it for today. I am going to be doing a tutorial on how to sew patches coming up next. So thank you very much for watching, everyone. Have yourself a good one. Thank you for watching. Bye.